guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the topic of self-love. On my Instagram story, I asked my followers for any video suggestions or ideas in case they wanted to see anything specific, and someone said self-love topics, and I was thinking about it on what to do, and I decided to make a list. I think I have like 11 or 12 things on that list of ways that you can really help yourself love yourself more. A lot of things on this list actually helped me love myself more. When I was making the list, I kind of thought about what I've been through and things that really helped me, and now I want to help you guys if you are interested in learning how to self-love. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have my phone here with the list of tips. If I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So we're gonna go ahead and start with number 1, and I literally put it in all caps. Stop comparing jobs, friends, goals, pictures, etc. I feel like for my generation and generations below me, we really struggle with comparison, especially on social media. I know myself, I see models, I see people that I know that have like nicer bodies than me, look prettier than me, do their makeup better than me. I used to compare a lot, like a lot, and it's really unhealthy. I know people who are comparing their life situations to others, their goals to other people's goals, their jobs to other people's jobs, and you just can't do that. Once I stopped comparing, things just really opened up. Like, it really brings you down and it just makes you so upset. I just thought to myself, like, why am I gonna sit here and compare myself to people I don't even know, people that I do know? There's just no point. Comparison really is like the death of happiness. Like, I don't even mean that as an exaggeration. Like, it really will bring your mood down, it'll make you upset, and there's just no point. So the first thing that you really need to do to start loving yourself, stop comparing. Stop looking at people's pictures and saying, why don't I look like that? Why does she have that good job and I don't have that good job? Why does she get all these boyfriends and I get no boyfriends? That shit has to stop. Stop comparing. That is like the first tip, and that is like probably one of the most important tips that I'm going to talk about. So that is the first thing you need to do. Stop comparing. So to go along with that, number 2 is realize that social media is not all that it seems, and it's not even that important. So like I said, I used to compare all the time. It's natural to compare, but sometimes when it becomes too obsessive, then that's when you know that there's a problem. Social media is a great tool to, you know, connect with people, get the word out quickly, but it is super detrimental if you really think about it. You're seeing people in good relationships, you're seeing people who look like Victoria's Secret models, you're seeing people who are traveling all over the world and flaunting their money, and you might not have any of that, and it's just not a good thing to look at that all the time because it really takes a toll on your self-esteem. You just have to realize that social media is not all that it seems. People only put the best things out there. It may be great, people look happy, but you just never know what people are going through, so you just have to stop comparing and again realize that social media is not all that it seems. So tip number 3 is do not be with someone who puts you down, meaning friends, partners, etc., and surround yourself with good people. So for me, this one is really important because a couple years ago, I was in like a long-term relationship with someone who put me down a lot, and it really takes a toll on you, especially being called names that you don't want to be called, being disrespected, not feeling appreciated, yeah, just being called names. Like, it's not okay for someone to treat you that way, especially if they love you. It could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a friend, a mom, a dad, a cousin. It could be anyone, and it's just not okay for people to treat you like that. When I got out of that relationship, I felt so much better. Like, literally a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I could literally sleep during the night. I used to not be able to sleep because I was just so stressed. My blood pressure was high. I just felt like I was walking on eggshells all the time so I wouldn't start an argument. Like, it just takes a huge toll on you. Looking back, I'm like, yeah, the relationship sucked. Why was I in it for so long? But now I'm like really thankful that it happened, just because I learned a lot of life lessons from it. I don't deal with people like that anymore. If you're gonna disrespect me, if you are gonna put me down, if you're gonna talk shit, I'm not gonna deal with you. That's it. We're not friends anymore, or we're not dating anymore. I'm not gonna tolerate it. Life is too damn short to be with someone who puts you down. I hope you guys learn the same. If you guys are with someone who puts you down and you think that you're gonna be lonely or nobody's ever gonna love me again, I promise you someone will love you. You will make other friends. You will find somebody who does not do that to you. Do not surround yourself with people like that. This is our only life that we get. We need to put good energy in it. We need to put good energy out. And this is a huge tip for me, for you guys. Do not be with someone who puts you down. Surround yourself with good people and things will really start looking up, I promise. Tip number 4, this kind of goes along with number 3. Learn to cut people off. It's healthy and super necessary. Like I said, now I do not have a problem cutting you off. If you're a shit friend to me, if you are a shit boyfriend to me, if you are an acquaintance that I don't really care for you and you're kind of disrespectful, I'm gonna cut you off. If you're not giving me good energy and being beneficial in my life, there literally is no point for you. I'm sorry, but there is none. If people are not bringing good energy into your life, they have to go. There's no time for it. And people can say all they want about you, like, oh, Amanda cut me off, she's such a bitch, why is she like that, why is she so rude? It's not that I'm being rude. I'm looking out for myself. I'm benefiting myself. I'm gonna do things that are beneficial for me, and if you're not beneficial for me, then you gotta go, and it's just that simple. So cutting people off, super necessary. Number 5, make time for yourself, whether it be painting your nails, going for a run, watching Netflix. Alone time / me time is incredibly important. This one is a big one, not just if you're single, but also if you're in a relationship. You need to self-love, whether you are in love with somebody else or if you're just single, happy by yourself. Self-love is all the time. Self-love is never negotiable. You need to have time for yourself. I like to do things by myself. Even if I'm in a relationship, I need that me time. I need that alone time just to like refresh my mind and just be with myself. So something I love to do is paint my nails and paint my toes. So I do that every Sunday. That's like my me time. I'll do a face mask and do like a little spa treatment on my skin. That's my me time. That's my alone time, and it like really helps. Even if you're with your family and you need me time, they should respect that, because nobody can be with other people like every single day, every single waking moment. You really need to do things for yourself. If you want to go for a run and you want to go for a 3-hour hike, do that. That is your thing. That is what you want to do. If you want to watch 10 Netflix movies back to back, then you do that. That is your time. You can do whatever the hell you want. So me time is so important. I have learned never to put all my energy into the other person. I have to put some of it into myself, and that's a huge tip. So I definitely recommend that. You guys really need to have some me time. Tip number 6 is try and keep your body and mind healthy, working out, eating well to feel your best. So this goes along with self-love, because if you are fueling yourself in the right way, you're just gonna feel a lot better. So I know that for me, when I'm in like a weird mood, I'm upset about something. I mean, let's be honest, we all get into that mood where we're like upset, but we can't really pinpoint why. I know it's weird, it sounds weird, it's like, that doesn't make any sense, but I feel like a lot of us have done it before, especially me. Sometimes I get into a weird mood and I have no freaking idea why, but that's just the mood that I'm in now, and that's pretty much it. A lot of times I will get up, I will force myself to get out of bed and work out, because I know that afterwards I'm gonna feel so much better. I'm gonna feel so calm. I'm gonna feel happy again. So I know it may sound like kind of simple, but I really encourage you guys to really like eat fruits, eat vegetables. Putting healthy things into your body will just make your outlook a lot better. So for me personally, do I love some Chick-fil-A? Yes. Will I eat some Wendy's? Yes. Do I like pizza? Yes. But I can't be eating that stuff all the time, all day, every day. A, it's not healthy, and B, it's not healthy for my mind, because then I'll look at my body and be like, ew, like I feel gross. Like, you know, after you eat a big Chick-fil-A meal, you're gonna feel a little bit gross. You really need to fuel your body with good ingredients, good nutrients, good vitamins, all that stuff. It'll just create a better outlook for you. Number 7, in caps, do whatever you want to do, whether that's clubbing, responsibly drinking, dancing, seeing your friends. Do it. This is like super important, just because you really need to do things that make you happy, whether it's, like I said, going for a jog, going for a hike, going to the club with your friends. You have to do things that make you happy, especially in a relationship. This is where your self-love really comes into play. I've always heard that you have to love yourself before somebody can love you back, and I know it sounds kind of weird, it sounds a little mean, but it's honestly so true. You really get the energy that you put out into the world, and you really need to love yourself and be confident with yourself for someone else to love you back. And that is just like so beneficial to your life, I promise you. So like I said, you really want to do things that make you happy. Do things that bring your mood up. Do things that, you know, you'll never get to do again. Whether you're moving to another state and you want to go get wild with your friends at the club, go do that. You shouldn't have anyone tell you that that's not okay, that you shouldn't do that. Do whatever you want to do. If it makes you happy, you should go ahead and just do it. Tip number 8 is practice being thankful for what you have and who you are. It sounds corny, but it helps. I remember watching one of my favorite YouTubers named Nicole Guerrero, and I don't know if she was going through a hard time when she started doing this, but she used to do this thing in the mornings where she would take a second and like list the things that she was thankful for. She wouldn't do it out loud, she would do it like in her head. She would just go over what she was thankful for, what she was gonna do that day, things that made her happy, kind of like daily affirmations, I guess. You have to change your outlook on life and the things that you're going through. Not everything is negative. If you're just focusing on the negative, you're never gonna be happy, and that's just a fact. You really have to see the glass half full than half empty. You really need to take a second and love yourself and be thankful for what you have. You might not think you have a lot, and you might think that your life is in total shambles, but take a second, be thankful for what you have, be thankful that you are alive, and just go from there. So tip number 9 is go to therapy. Neutral perspective with a lot of impact. So for me, when I was in that really bad relationship a couple years ago, I started going to therapy. I used to go every single week. I don't go anymore because I'm so like okay with things, I'm happy, I'm confident, etc. But when I was in that really bad time, I would go every single week. It's so refreshing to have a neutral perspective. Like I said, they just want to help you. My therapist would just listen to all the facts. She would ask me things and we would have a conversation about it. She would never just sit there. If you ever go to therapy and you have a therapist who just sits there, doesn't interact and doesn't ask questions, you need to find a new therapist, because luckily for me, right off the bat, I found a therapist who I actually could communicate with. I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel like I had to hide any information. I would let it all out. She would listen to me. She would interact with me. She would ask me personal questions that would lead to kind of like realization moments. You can let all your emotions out and it just gives you like a weight off your shoulders. You can laugh, you can cry. You can cry the entire session if you want. Bring some tissues and bring some water. That's what I would do. I used to cry a lot during my sessions. I would bring tissues, I would bring water. Like, I came prepared, and they're not gonna judge you. And if you have someone who judges you, then that's not okay. You need to find a new therapist. But I could name a bunch of people who could benefit from therapy. It's so good for you, and it's not like anything you should be judged for. I know some people have like a weird vibe when it comes to therapists. Like, it's not something you should be judged for. I'm super happy that I went to therapy. It really brought like my self-love to the highest extreme. I don't even go anymore because I'm so content and happy. If you guys are going through some issues or you guys are feeling really down, I definitely would try to talk to a therapist. Don't even care if people are going to judge you for it. You're trying to better yourself, and that's all that really matters. So tip number 10 is remind yourself that you do not need to impress everyone you meet. You are who you are, and someone will come around who will love you for it. Friends, partners, etc. So for friends and relationships, you do not want to change yourself for anyone. You really need to be who you are authentically. So for me, learning that I shouldn't change the way that I am for someone else, especially if they're going to put me down and not care. So you need to take this into consideration, that there is someone out there for everyone, and I am 100% sure of that. You just need to find the right person. Like I said, it could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a friend, a husband, a wife, it doesn't matter. Someone is going to like you for who you are. You should not change for anyone. I wish that was something that I knew earlier, but now that I know it, it's something huge, something important. You need to realize that you are not going to impress everyone you meet, and that is so okay. You don't need to do that. You need to be true to yourself. Be who you are, and if somebody likes you for you, then that's fine. And if they don't, that's okay too. Tip number 11 is learn how to communicate how you are feeling. You deserve to be treated with respect by partners, friends, family members, colleagues, etc. I used to not do this, and it takes a big toll on you, especially in relationships. You need communication and you need trust. Those two, if you don't have them, your relationship is going to be in shambles, and I know that firsthand. I used to never communicate how I was feeling. I used to bottle everything up. I used to also do this just because I was so scared of starting an argument. So I never used to communicate how I was feeling, because when I did, it would just be shot down. It would be put back on me, and that's not okay. So you need to learn how to communicate and speak the hell up. But now, if I have a problem, I have no issue speaking up. Maybe I'm talking to some guy and there's something that I don't like or something that kind of bothers me. I'm gonna speak up and see how he reacts, because if he reacts in a good way, that's good. I like it, we're gonna keep moving. And you don't even have to communicate in like a way that you're angry. So I've learned that, of course, being calm is the solution to everything. If you are so angry, you're gonna say things that you don't mean, you're gonna say things the wrong way, and the other person's gonna take it the really wrong way, and then it's gonna become a huge issue. Just be calm and say, hey, you know, I saw this, it kind of bothered me, like, can you talk to me about it? And they'll say, okay, yeah, so this is what's going on, and you have nothing to worry about. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And you just keep it moving. You really need to communicate, because if you're not gonna tell people how you feel, how are you going to expect them to treat you right? If they're never texting you, if they're being flirty with other people on social media, if they are just being flat out disrespectful to you, you need to speak up. You need to communicate. You are your own advocate, and I have learned that. And that is like the biggest growth that I have done in this entire self-love process, is communicating. You just need to speak up, because it really just puts your best interest at heart, and you're putting yourself first, which is what you really need to do when it comes to self-love. So the last tip that I have for you guys is, remember, everything happens for a reason. Learn from everything, let it go and move forward, and accept the things you cannot control. So I keep these in my head all the time, because they are so true. I'm a huge believer of everything happens for a reason. Even if you don't know the reason just yet, You're probably gonna know it in a couple months, a couple weeks, maybe even a couple years. You're gonna be like, damn, that's why that happened. This is why I'm here right now. And it really just puts your mind at ease. Like, everything happens for a reason. Do not stress about the things you cannot control. If you can't control it, like I said, think about a little bit of the positive and it'll really change your mindset. When you feel a negative thought coming, try to switch it into a positive, and it really just brings your outlook on life like to another level. It's really, really good for you. And a main thing, learn from everything. Everything has a little lesson or a little reason. You might not know it now, but you're definitely going to know it in the future. And I hope that all these tips really help you guys on your journey for self-love. So those are all the tips that I have for you guys on self-love. Self-love is super important, so I hope you guys take these tips with you. Whether you're starting your self-love journey or you just need a little bit of a reminder, I hope they were helpful. If you guys have any other topics or video suggestions or ideas, please leave them in the comments down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and turn on your post notifications. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.